Well, hi guys, and welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight into this here today. I believe we have some replay to get caught back up on. I really wanted to play a little bit over this past weekend, but ended up getting a little bit busy with a bunch of different things that happened. So as you can see, here's that result from game one, and then we're going to have game two today. I've decided to do this one free for everybody, just like so many other games I've done today after having a little bit of an inadvertent time off. So let's go ahead and jump on into this game. Let's see, what do I have to do to get into it? Let's see here. Here we go. Schedule. This is where you have to go. And we go over to play. So the thing that I did wrong last time is I didn't realize that I needed to click over and sort of set up the lineups for both teams. You can see we're going to have Whitey Ford pitch for the Yankees. Dodgers probably have Carl Erskine. I think it's perfectly fine. If you click over on, if you click over on there, you can go to this. AIR is supposed to give you a lineup that's based on the real life lineup used for this game, so we'll give that a try. Facing the left-hander Whitey Ford, I think this is probably a pretty good lineup. The only probable change it would make is probably want to put Sandy Amorose in for Borkowski. Remember, Borkowski's that guy that in Action PC, the computer was like in love with using for some strange reason. I'll never understand that. We have to put Amorose there in left. So set it up that way. Let's see what the computer comes up with for us here. And yeah, see, we probably want to put Rizzuto in here at short. So we'll click on that, put Rizzuto over there. McDougal can play first if we want. So we can have McDougal play first. And then instead of Joe Collins, we can have Billy Martin come in, just like we did in real life, and have him play second. And we can have Martin probably, not with Rizzuto. We want McDougal to hit up there. And then the other thing we want to do is sort of change around the third base situation. We can have probably Moose Scourin play third. One of these days I'll figure out exactly how to change guys around. Really, generally, you had Rizzuto actually hitting eighth. And then over in left field, we can have Elston Howard play over in left instead of Irv Noren. Now, in real life, it was actually Noren playing center field because Mickey Mantle was injured, but we're not going to have Mickey Mantle injured here. We're just going to do this and kind of go for it. So that looks pretty good, and we have to click over here and get that done. That looks pretty good as well. We want Brooklyn to be AI all. And so there we have it. And now we'll go ahead and jump straight on into another game here of replay, and we'll just go ahead and get going. So I should have a little bit better flow here than in game one, which literally was the first time I played this computer game. So we have Whitey Ford pitching on the mound against Jim Gilliam. And the rule is a 4-3-3, which is a 4 plus 25, 29. It's a ground ball over to the third baseman. And we roll 2 dice against the fielder's rating to see if this is going to be a hit or not. And it's a 43 is the rule against the rating of 4. And so because both dice were not higher, Gilliam ends up safe on a bunt single. Remember that for the fielder, a lower rating is better than a higher one. And so Moose Scourin, not exactly the best third baseman in the world, and ends up paying for it right away. Replay is an interesting game like this because you have to keep stuff like that in mind. All sorts of weird stuff happens, especially with fielding. Roll for Reese is a 3-6-6. A 2 plus 42 is a 44. And that's a single to left field, and Gilliam moves over to third. So the Dodgers, with something happening here early, that'll bring up Duke Snider. Now, I'll tell you, I went ahead, I looked at all of the instructions in the manual and stuff, and it is true that like the early hook actually is a thing. It depends upon the number of runs that your guy's giving up. Relative to his ERA, how many innings are pitched and stuff like that. I won't get too into the details there. Just know that I believe this 27 here likely has to do with his batter faced count, which is what the fatigue system is based on. Rolls a 4-1-6, which is 3 plus 19 is a 22. That's a ground ball over to second, and that's off of Billy Martin's glove. That's going to end up being a base hit. Now, this 3 doesn't come from Ford. It's a 4 that looked at column 4, that looked at Martin's fielder rating, which is a 3. And that 3 plus 19 became the 22, which is a single according to the chart. So even if he was a great fielder, even if he had a 1, it would have been a base hit anyway. Base hit off Martin's glove that scores 1 and puts runners on at first and second with nobody out in the top of the first. I'll bring up Campanella. So Whitey Ford really having some problems here. The rule is a 6-4-6. 4 plus 9 is a 13, and this is either a single or a home run. Depends on what Yankee Stadium does. The rule is a 33. It'll be a 7, almost certainly a single. So result is 11 in column 6 because precisely why that is, I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, we roll the dice again, end up rolling a 6, and that's a home run over the wall in, is that in right field? It's not telling us. Anyway, so it ends up being a home run for Campanella, and that makes this a 4-0 game already, and nobody is out. That will bring up Gil Hodges. So the Dodgers come out to a big lead here. Hodges rolls a 2-1-6. 3 plus 39 is 42. Ground ball over to Rizzuto, who fields it, throws to first for the out, and the Yankees have finally gotten one out. We'll bring up Jackie Robinson, and we have to be worried about Ford already. The roll is a 3-2-5. 1 plus 2 is 3. It's a little dribbler to Barrow, who throws to first for the out. And there are 2 away, and that'll bring up Carl Furillo. Furillo rolls a 6-4-2, which is a 2 plus 51, 53, and that's going to be a hit over to right field. Bauer doesn't have the greatest arm in the world. Now, he does have a good arm. I'm sorry, the arm's the other way around. Since this dice roll was a little bit lower, there's no advancement to second base. So we end the play there, and now we have, of course, the possibility for the early hook for Ford, who's given up 5 hits here in the first inning. Sandy Amoros comes up, rolls a 1-2-4. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's a strikeout. So I knew almost as soon as that was rolled, that was going to be a strikeout. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Now, one of the things about replay you'll notice here is that a lot of the results are based mostly on the hitter's cards, not necessarily so much on the pitcher's cards. I like looking at the pitcher's side first. That's why I read it that way. Carl Erskine up against Hank Bauer. The roll is a 3-3-4. 3 plus 32 is 35, and that gives us a double to center field. If Erskine was a little bit better, maybe if he had a 1, it would have been a line out. So Bauer winds up on second. Got to wonder about maybe it's the wind or something going on here. That brings up Gil McDougall. So Gil McDougall hitting 667 so far in this series, rolls a 5-5-2. 2 plus 15 is a 17, and that's an infield single. And McDougall beats that one out. Bauer goes over to third base, and that'll bring up the big man, Mickey Mantle. Mantle hitting 333 so far in this series. Real life had 37 home runs. Of course, didn't play in the World Series in real life. Here in this replay, he's 1 for 3. First we have to roll for the base action. So I'm not exactly sure which column it is that we're on. I kind of missed that from the last play. You can go back and take a look and figure it out. Rolls a 52. This is the possible wild pitch. So we'll roll against Carl Erskine's wild pitch rating. It's a 2. And so because it's lower than his wild pitch rating, ends up not being a wild pitch. The catcher made the block. So that means that Mantle's up here now, down 4-0, but nobody out, bottom of the first. His roll's a 5-3-3. It's a 2 plus a 40, which is a 42. That's going to be a walk. Well, Carl Erskine ends up giving up a walk here, and that loads the bases for Yogi Berra. Berra, so far in this series, is 2 for 5. He was the player of the game in Game 1 with the big home run. 3 men driven in. He's got another chance here, and his roll's a 4-5-2. It's going to be second base. 2 plus 2 from here, plus 2 down here is a 4. And they go 4-6-3 for the double play and a run score. So the Dodgers get a double play, but the Yankees get a run out of it. McDougall moves over to third, and there are 2 men out now, 4-1 ball game. That'll bring up Elston Howard. Howard is hitting 333, also 1 for 3. He walked in the first game. His roll is a 3-6-6. 42 plus 4 is 46. It's a line drive that's caught by Pee Wee Reese, the shortstop, to end the inning, and we go to the top of the second inning. So up first is the pitcher, Carl Erskine, and we'll see how long Ford lasts. Rolls a 6-3-2. 2 plus 16 is 18. It's a fly ball deep to left, and Howard goes back and grabs that for the out, 1 away. We'll bring up Jim Gilliam. Gilliam hitting 400 now. 2 for 5. Rolls a 5-3-6. 5 plus 7 is a 12, and that's a hit by pitch. See that little F? That'll bring up the action chart. So roll 2 dice and refer to line F on the action chart. We'll end that play, and so we check for a possible steal from Gilliam. That's what action chart F tells us. And it's a 3 and plus 1 is a 4. And there is a stolen base and a possible error on Berra. So we roll against Berra. It's a 66. That means the Berra's throw was wild and went past the second baseman into center field. Gilliam goes over to third. So this is the way that stolen bases and things end up working in replay. There's a lot of stuff that kind of happens automatically. You can turn a lot of the automatic stuff off if you want. That's just sort of the way it works. I need to spend a little bit more time once again studying the rules to know about all the different options. We're going to play the infield back here because it's a 4-1 ball game. Up is Pee Wee Reese. He rolls a 1-3-6. 3 plus 10 is a 13, and that's a single up the middle, and that will score 1. And it's a 5-1 game, and this is just going to be about it for Ford. Now, the plus that we saw means that Reese also has the ability to try to steal. So we look for the steal attempt. We're going to roll against the battery rating of the pitcher and catcher, which is a 56. That's a 65, which is higher than their rating. And so it's a stolen base for Reese, and there's another possible error on Berra, and it's a 53, which means that Berra has committed his second error of the game, and Pee Wee Reese makes it all the way over to third base. So as you can see here, there's a lot of stuff in this game that would be more automated in other games, things like APA. So for example, Ford and Berra both contribute to the potential stolen base, and you have that occasional check against Berra's error rating to see if he committed the error. Reese on third base now, and it's falling apart for the Yankees. Here's Snyder, rolls a 2-3-5. 3 plus 16 is 19. It's a fly ball to center field. Mantle makes the catch. Doesn't have any chance to get the runner, and it's a 6-1 lead for the Dodgers. And that'll bring up Roy Campanella once again. Campanella's 2 for 5 with a home run from today. His roll 5-1-6. Column 5, it's a 5 plus 4, which is a 9, which is a walk. And Ford with not a great rating there in column 5. And he's going to be susceptible to giving up those walks. That'll bring up Gil Hodges, and this inning is just dragging on. Hodges rolls a 6-2-5. 3 plus 9 is 12. This is ballpark effect because it's shaded. So we're going to roll the dice here. We get a 36, which gives us a 7. 9 changes to a 7, and that ends up being a 10. It's a single to center field for the base hit. Campanella moves over to third base. So this is, again, reminding myself what happens. The number you get here, the 7, ends up replacing that 9. 3 plus 7 is 9, or I'm sorry, is 10, and that ends up being a single instead of a home run. And so that'll bring up Jackie Robinson. I tell you, I think if Robinson gets on base, this ends up pushing forward. You know, he's already over to his B ratings. So we're going to give him one more chance, but if anything bad happens, he's out of here. Rolls a 3-6-6. 3 plus 42 is a 45, and that's a line drive to left field. Since Ford is a lefty, that ends up being a base hit, and that scores 1. Hodges goes to third, and that's it for Whitey. So Ford ends up going not quite 2 full innings. 7 runs given up on 8 hits. Now I have to figure out where I'm supposed to go to make a change in the lineup. Here we go. Options. No, this is wrong. Box score. No, this is also wrong. I think I click here. Yeah, so we go to the bullpen for the Yankees. And let's take a look and see what we can figure out here. Turley pitched last time. Trying to figure out who we are and who we aren't really going to start. So it has Larson penciled in as a starter. Constantine we don't necessarily want to put in. Let's put in Grimm. Okay, so we're going to use column number 3 for that. That's another option that I wasn't quite aware of. So, Bob Grimm comes into this game. First time the Yankees have had to make a pitching decision here in this series. Rolls a 2-3-5. Ends up being 2 plus 2, which is 4, which gets Grimm to strikeout. So he gets the third out of the third inning, or second inning, sorry, top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, 7-1 Dodgers. I'll bring up Moose Skowron. Skowron 0 for 4. Rolls a 6-5-6. 36 plus 5 is 41. That's a strikeout, 1 away. Billy Martin up there now. His first plate appearance in this series. Rolls a 3-6-3. 42 plus 2 is 44. Line drive to short, and Reese makes the catch for the out. There's 2 away, and here comes Phil Rizzuto. Phil rolls a 3-2-4. 3 plus 29 is 32. That's a line out to right field to end the inning. And then we go to the top of the third just like that. That'll bring up Sandy Amoros here for the Dodgers. So Yankees down 7-1. This isn't much of a ball game all of a sudden. Roll for Amoros is a 4-4-5. 3 plus 11 is 14. Hit over to the shortstop who gives us that 3 number. And it's a possible error on Rizzuto. So we'll see. We roll the first 2 dice. The roll is higher than his error range, which means it's an error. And now Amoros, I think, has the attempt for a steal. So we'll see if he ends up getting the jump. Look at his roll first. He needs more than a 46, and he has less than that. No, he gets caught stealing. So he's caught stealing. Berra finally gets one over to the second baseman, Martin, and that means there's 1 out. Carl Erskine, now the pitcher up to hit. You probably should have bunted with him instead of stealing, and he ends up rolling a 1-5-5. 1 plus 3 is 4, and that's a strikeout. Now there's 2 away, and here comes Jim Gilliam. Gilliam is 2 for 5 so far today, or so far in this series, rather. Rolls a 6-4-4. 3 plus the 6 is 9, and that's a single to center field. And that will bring up Pee Wee Reese. Notice there in Gilliam's card, we just went past it, but you have left and righty ratings for some of these depending upon the handedness of the pitcher he's against as part of the lefty-righty splits that are built into the game. It's nice because it happens really smoothly. It's not like Stratomatic where you have to look at like a different part of the card or whatever. Rolls a 3-4-4 for Reese. 2 plus 57 is 59, which is a possible rare play. 1 is a possible foul out. 3 and 5 goes to the rare play book. Rolls a 2, that changes to a 59, which is a little dribbler back to the mound. We're going to see if Grimm can throw him out. We roll against Pee Wee Reese's speed, and the dice is not higher, so Reese beats it out and gets an infield single. One of the things I like about replay is plays like that are normally routine end up being not so routine, and up comes Duke Snider. Snider already a home run in the series, rolls a 4-2-2, it'll be second base. Martin has a 3 plus 5 is an 8, so he throws over to first for the out, and that's the end of the inning. And so we go to the bottom of the third inning, and believe it or not, the Dodgers didn't score. That's a surprise. Up is Bob Grimm, and I think we're going to end up using a pinch hitter for Grimm. I get the feeling that we have a roster here that's a little bit larger than we really want it to be. I want to put out Thornberry. Marv Thornberry will be our pinch hitter. Didn't play in the World Series that I'm aware of, at least. Rolls a 3-3-5. 3 plus 32 is a 35, and that's a double over to left field for a base hit. Of course, kind of cheating because Marv had 2 at-bats in real life and got a base hit in both of them. So double for Thornberry, and that'll bring up Hank Bauer. Bauer, 3 for 5 so far in the series, hitting 600. What have you done for us lately, Hank? I'm trying to look around, and he had a double last time up. So Bauer now against Erskine. Thornberry has a chance at a stolen base, by the way. So we'll do the formal, and he ends up holding because the dice are less than the combined battery roll. Bauer now rolls a 6-5-6. 5 plus 31 is 36. Fly ball to Ferrillo in right, makes the catch for the out, and there is 1 away. Up now is Gil McDougall, rolls a 4-6-4. It's going to be second base again. 17 plus the 2 is 19. Grounder to Gilliam, he throws to first. Thornberry moves over to third. There are 2 men out. Here comes the big Mickey Mantle. We'll see if they pitch to him. 4-5-2 means 1 plus 5 is 6, and that's a ground ball over to Robinson, who makes the play because it's a 2. Throws over to first for the out. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. So Bob Grimm's card is still out, but the pitcher is not. The big question that we have, I think, is who do we want to put in as a reliever? Probably going to be Tom Morgan. I think we'll put him in, and we'll see how long we get out of him. So up first is Roy Campanella, 7-1 Dodgers. Campanella rolls a 2-1-4. It's a 5 plus 37, which is a 42. Ground ball to short. Rizzuto throws to first, 1 away. That'll bring up Gil Hodges. Rolls a 3-1-2. 3 plus 13 is 16, and that's a line out over to the center field. And I'm sorry, that's a line drive to center field. That's a double. And Mantle ends up throwing him out, trying for a triple. So base hit for Hodges, and this winds up being a triple. If Morgan were a little bit better, that would have been a line out. Ends up being a double, and Mantle makes the play. No need to roll anything, and there's 2 away. So 11 hits now for the Dodgers, and that'll bring up Jackie Robinson. Jackie rolls a 1-1-2. 5 plus 15 is a 20, which is an infield single. A little nubber in front of the catcher that Robinson beats out. We'll see if there's another error on Yogi, and this time it's lower than his error rating, so no error. Robinson has a hit, and that's number 12 for the Dodgers, and that'll bring up Carl Furillo. Furillo is 2 for 6. He's singled and then struck out. Rolls a 1-3-5. 5 plus 2 is 7, and that's going to be a pop-up over to Billy Martin, who makes the catch at second for the out. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. So still 7-1 Dodgers. Up comes Yogi Berra. Berra rolls a 5-4-4. 3 plus 45 is 48. Fly ball to center. Snyder has that one away. Elston Howard up there now. Howard is 0 for 1 with a line out. Rolls a 2-4-3. 4 plus 16 is a 20. Fly ball to right, and Furillo has that one, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Muscower. Rolls a 6-1-1. 3 plus 16 is 19. That's a fly deep to right field, but Furillo able to go back and make the play on that one for the out. And we'll go to the top of the 5th. So this game is quieted down, and here comes Sandy Almaros. He rolls a 6-1-5. 1 plus 16 is 17. It's a deep fly to left, but Howard's there and makes the play. 1 away. Carl Erskine now rolls a 1-5-3. 5 plus 3 is 8. Pop up over to third, and Skowron has that, and there's 2 away. Up now is Jim Gilliam. Jim rolls a 3-6-1. 3 plus 62 is 65, and that'll be a little single over to center field. Falls in front of Mantle for the base hit. Hit number 13 for the Dodgers, and that brings up Pee Wee Reese. Reese today is 3 for 3 already. How about that? Rolls a 5-1-3. 5 plus 1 is 6, and that'll be 2 balls. And we'll see what happens afterwards. Rolls now a 2-5-1. 5 plus 16 is 21. Fly ball to center. Mantle has that. And that ends the inning. And we go now to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 7-1 ball game in favor of the Dodgers. Here comes Billy Martin. Martin rolls is 3-6-4. 3 plus 42 is 45. And that's a line drive again to short. Reese makes the play for the out. 1 away. Here comes Phil Rizzuto. Scooter is 0 for 1. Roll is a 2-4-6, which is 4 plus 3 is 7. A little foul out, and second baseman Gilliam catches it over there somewhere, and there's 2 away. And it's time for another pinch hitting adventure, and we'll put Jerry Coleman out there. Jerry Coleman here with his first World Series plate appearance. We'll roll a 4-6-2. 2 plus 11 is 13. It's because of the 2, of course, that comes from Jim Gilliam. It's a ground ball over to the second baseman. Possible error, so we roll. And it's a 53, which is higher than 43. It is an error on Jim. And so Coleman able to make first base on the air, the first error given up by the Dodgers in this game, and that will bring up Hank Bauer. 7-1 ball game, but it's not out of reach. Bauer rolls a 6-4-5. 5 plus 51 is 56. That's a hit to right field, single. And Coleman moves over to second. There is a chance for an extra base. The roll is a 4, however, which is the same as Furillo's throw rating, so Coleman holds a second. That now brings up Gil McDougall. McDougall 1 for 2 today, 3 for 5 in the series. He has 1 driven in. Rolls a 2-6-5. 4 plus 55, 59. That's a drive over to center field. And Snyder's going to run over there trying to make the catch. Rolls a 43, and that means he's able to get there in time. And that does it. We go to the top of the 6th inning. You know, this play is one of my favorite types of plays in replay because this is a ballpark effect that impacts the fielder, something that's very, very rare to see in other games. But this is sometimes maybe a base hit, sometimes it's a great catch by the center fielder. And so substitution required here. We're going to put Sturdivant out there. Tom Sturdivant with his first World Series appearance, and it's all hands on deck for the Yankees as they try to get back into this game. Here comes the Duke of Flatbush. He's 1 for 3 today, 2 for 7 in the series, 286 average with a home run, 4 men driven in. He rolls a 2-1-6, 2 plus 50 is 52, but Sturdivant has the big W, which means this is a walk. And so Snyder goes over to first. That brings up Roy Campanella. He rolls a 2-4-2, 11 plus 1 is 12. It's a pop-up, and it'll be the first baseman, McDougall, making the play. Sturdivant kind of dodged a bullet, not getting sort of the walk. So 1 away, here comes Gil Hodges. Hodges is 2 for 7 in the series. He's 1 for 3 today. I'm sorry, 2 for 3. rolls a 5-6-2, and it's a 5 plus 4 is 9, which is the base on balls. This 5 over in column 5 is very, very bad, and so there's runners on first and second now for the Dodgers, and here comes Jackie Robinson. Robinson rolls a 6-1-2, 2 plus 16 is 18, it's a fly ball to Howard and left, makes that catch for the out, and there are 2 away. So up now is Carl Furillo. Furillo is 1 for 3 today. He's 2 for 7 in the series, hitting .286. He'll roll a 6-6-1. 11 plus 2 is 13. And that baby's gone. That is a long, long home run there for Furillo. And his 3-run homer makes this a 10-1 ball game. And it's kind of garbage time right now. That'll bring up Sandy Amoros. So the Dodgers, with 14 hits, another home run. Amoros rolls a 2-6-5. 2 plus 55 is 57. It's a fly ball over to left field, line drive, and we're going to see if Howard can get to that or not. Another ballpark rule. It rolls a 33, which means that it is a fly ball to the left fielder, and Elston Howard gets there. That ends the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. So the Yankees kind of going the wrong direction here. Mantle comes up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk today, hitting .250 in this series. And it's 10-1 Brooklyn. Rolls a 6-1-1. Will be a 16 plus 3, which is a 19. Fly ball to right field. Furillo has that one away. If it's a lefty, that would have been an extra base hit. Here comes Yogi Berra. Berra rolls a 3-1-3. 4 plus 2 is 6. Fly ball to Furillo, and it's an easy play for him. There's 2 away. Up now is Elston Howard. Howard is 0 for 2. Yankees only with 4 hits in this game. He rolls a 1-3-3, 3 plus 2 is 5, and that's a strikeout for Erskine, and that'll end that inning. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and it's still 10-1. It will be Carl Erskine up there. Rolls a 1-2-4, 1 plus 1 is 2, and Sturdivant gets the strikeout, 1 away. Up now is Jim Gilliam. Gilliam rolls a 6-4-2, 2 plus 6 is an 8, that's a single to left field. Not so good if he's against lefties, and so that'll bring up Pee Wee Reese. We'll try for a little bit more with Sturdivant, see if we can get him out of this inning. Rolls a 1-6-6. 45 plus 1 is 46. Comebacker back to Sturdivant. Goes over to second base, trying for the double play. The roll is a 6, so it goes Sturdivant to Rizzuto over to McDougal for the double play, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. A good play there by the pitcher, and that'll bring up Moose Scour in here. We'll go ahead and interrupt all this. Rolls a 4-2-6. It's going to be second baseman is Gilliam. 2 plus 11 is 13. Possible error on Jim, but the roll is a 23, lower than his error rating. So Gilliam makes the play to first base for the out, 1 away. Billy Martin up there now, 0 for 2. 3-1-6 is a 4 plus 4, which is an 8. And there's a single to center field. And that's the 5th hit for the Yankees. Something good has finally happened, and here comes Rizzuto. I think it's time to play a little hit and run. Rolls a 2-2-1. 2 plus 33 is 35. And that's going to be a pitch out called by the Dodgers, and Martin is caught trying to steal second because Campanella's defense rating is higher than whatever Martin's speed rating was. We can't quite see it right now. So that didn't work. 2 men out here in the bottom of the 7th, and Rizzuto rolls a 6-2-3, and it's going to be a 4 plus 51 is a 55 for a base hit to center field. And Rizzuto is held to a single because Snyder's roll was less than his defensive rating. So with 2 men out, that'll bring up Sturdivant. This is kind of the situation we wanted to be in. We'll put someone or other in here. We'll put Bob Cerv in this game. So Bob Cerv comes over as a pinch hitter. Rolls a 2-5-4. 4 plus 3 is 7, and that's a foul ball over to the right side. Gilliam runs over and makes the catch for the out. And we go to the top of the 8th inning. So it'll be Constantine who comes into this game. Jim Constantine was not on the World Series roster in real life. I thought that we were limiting the roster to 25 men. I think I must have done something wrong. No worries. Up is Duke Snyder, who rolls a 4-1-2. 3 plus 19 is a 22. It's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, of course. And that's going to be off of his glove because it's a 22. Poor play by Rizzuto, and that's a single, number 16 for the Dodgers. This is the thing about replay. More than any other game I've played, this one makes you pay a lot of attention to who it is you have in the field, because stuff like that happens like all the time. So you can see these designations here in halfway, halfway, halfway. This is done automatically because this is the recommended fielding designation. I think you can change this if you want. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Campanella comes up, rolls a 6-1-3. 2 plus 16 is 18. Fly ball to left field, and Howard has that for the out. There's one away. That brings up Gil Hodges now. Hodges is 2 for 3 with a walk, hitting now 286 in the series. His rolls a 5-5-6. 4 plus 20 is a 24, and that's a walk. Not much you can do about that when you hit that 20. Notice this 21 to 27 is a base on ball, so that's basically an automatic walk for Gil. So runners on at first and second now with one out, top of the eighth, 10-1 Dodgers. And we have a little bit of base action. I can't remember what this was from. Rolls a 33, and that ends up being a possible wild pitch, but is blocked in the dirt, no advance. And so now here's Robinson. Rolls a 6-2-4. 2 plus 59 is 61, and that's a double over into the corner. One run scores, and Hodges goes to third, and it's 11-1. That will bring up Furillo with runners on second and third, only one out. We'll just pitch to Carl. Rolls a 3-3-3. 2 plus 5 is 7. Potential out or single. This is another one of these stadium type rules. Rolls a 44, which means it's result 6 in column 3. Anyway, and this ends up being a fly ball over to center field. It's caught by Mantle, and there's a chance that Hodges might score. We do a little rule here, and he does take the extra base and scores. And so it's a sacrifice fly, and it's a 12-1 lead now for the Dodgers. We'll bring up Sandy Almaros now with 2 outs in the top of the eighth. He rolls a 6-6-5. 3 plus... let's see. 3 plus 9 is 12, and then we roll for a potential home run. It's going to be a 1, so that'll be a single, and Bauer makes the play. Robinson goes and scores, and it's a 13-1 lead now for the Dodgers. They're sort of playing out the string. Here's Erskine. He rolls 6-6-3. 2 plus 9 is an 11. Potential home run is a ballpark, and this ends up the rolls of 35, which puts this over into 7. 2 plus 7 is 9, and so it's a single. The thing that keeps screwing me up here is that the stuff on the bottom tells you the result depending on the roll. Different than playing with cards and dice. Constantine is not doing so well. Gilliam up there now rolls a 3-3-5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Possible out or single, and the rolls of 23, which means it's going to be an out. Fly ball over to right field, and Bauer has that one to end the inning. But it was another long inning. The Dodgers now with 19 hits, 13 runs, and it's a 13-1 lead, and we go to the bottom of the eighth inning. It'll be Hank Bauer to lead this off. Rolls a 3-5-2. 2 plus 12 is 14. Line drive to Robinson to third for the out, 1 away. Gil McDougall now rolls a 3-6-5. 3 plus 42 is 45. It's a line drive to Reese, and he's got that one for the out, 2 away, and here comes Mickey Mantle. Mantle, a really quiet game, 0 for 2, 1 for 5 in the series. Rolls a 3-1-1. 2 plus 13 is 15, and that's line to Gilliam at second for the out. We go to the top of the ninth. So Constantine now is on his B ratings, and leave him in there a little bit longer. Rolls a 4-3-6, so it's McDougall who feels this. 18 plus 2 is 20. It's a possible out at first. We'll see, it's a close play. Rolls a 3, so he is out at first, and there is 1 away. Up now, Duke Snider. His rolls a 5-4-3. 3 plus 3 is a 6, and that's a walk given up by Constantine. That's going to be it for Jim. And so I think we'll go with Rip Coleman. Coleman famously was the pitcher they put on the World Series roster instead of Constantine. This was pretty controversial. So Coleman comes into this game. Roll was a 6-4-5. 3 plus 9 is a 12. Potential home run. And it is, as the roll is a 66. Change that 9 to 11, and it ends up being a 13, and that's a home run. Another home run for Roy Campanella. Makes this a 15-1 game, and that's hit number 20 for the Dodgers. So, still 1 away in the top of the ninth, and up is Hodges. He rolls a 4-3-3. It's going to be Rizzuto, the shortstop. 3 plus 1 is 4, and he throws to first for the out easily, and there's 2 away. Here now is Jackie Robinson. Robinson is 3 for 5 today. He's hitting 500 in this series. Rolls a 5-3-3, and that ends up hitting him. 5 plus 6 is 11. And then there's this C chart we have to worry about, so we'll look for a potential steal. It's a 4-4, which is a possible pickoff error on Coleman. But the roll's a 63 against the 65, so the runner holds. So nothing happens there. Robinson at first base after being hit by the pitch, and here's Ferrolo, rolls a 6.56. 3 plus 31 is 34. Fly ball to center, and Mantle has that for the out. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning finally. 15-1 the Dodgers with the lead. Here comes Yogi Berra. Roll is a 3.53. 68 plus 2 is a 70. It's a pop-up over to first base. Hodges has that for the out, 1 away. That's the first time I've seen a 70 in replay. 1 away. Erskine now rolls Howard rolls a 2-2-1. 3 plus 11 is a 14. And Erskine has given up a base hit. That's number 7. That'll bring up Muscauer, and Erskine now is a B. His roll is a 2-2-6. 4 plus 11 is a 15. It's a single to right. The Yankees kind of have something going here. 2 men on with 1 out. Here comes Billy Martin. Martin rolls a 3-6-2. 5 plus 42 is a 47. And that's a leaping play by Reese. Reese makes a leaping catch, and he catches the runner, Howard, off of second base, and by flipping over to Gilliam, and that's a double play, and that ends the inning, and that ends the ball game. So this wasn't really much of a game, was it? The Dodgers wind up absolutely dominating this game, winning this one 15-1. 20 hits for Brooklyn, 3 errors for the Yankees, 2 on Yogi Berra, and that's the way that this one ends. Final score is Dodgers 15, Yankees 1, and so we know that this series will go at least 5 games. And the player of the day, once again, is Roy Campanella, who hit the big 3-run home run that really knocked this one out of the park. Fan rating for this game was 124 as opposed to 328 for the first game, so this was definitely not a fan favorite in the series. And so there you have it. There's the second game of replay. I enjoy playing it, though it might be a little bit hard to follow. We'll see what we can do. Let me know if you have any questions or any concerns or anything in the comments. I'll do my best to try to answer them, especially with the next game, and hopefully we'll be able to get one of these out tomorrow. I will talk with you then. Take care.